Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast, a fan podcast dedicated to Manchester United Football Club. As always, like, subscribe, follow, whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. And don't forget to follow on social media, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, or X. It is a very happy Sunday. Before we proceed, we had two games this morning. United's women against Liverpool and the men's squad against Fulham. But please remember that we also had a protest today as well, organized by the 1958. From what I've been reading and everything, it looks like everything was a success. Peaceful protests. I did see the signs, Glazers out, mentions of Radcliffe as well, and Ineos. I did see a video reported by another fan channel stating that the Manchester United store at Old Trafford had closed during the protest as well. So I know there was around 5,000 to 6,000 fans attending. I know some were skeptical about it because it's a success, and I know today winning adds on to that, but the protest still needed to be done. And I hope there is going to be another one as well. Unfortunately, I am unable to attend those types of protests as I am on the other side of the Atlantic, far from Manchester. But again, thank you to the 1958 and for what they did in organizing, and thank you to all those who attended in the protest on the Glazers and Ineos and everything that's been going on at the club over the last 20 years, especially even the last 10 especially. But again, for them to do that, again, credit to all of them. I believe there probably is going to be another one too in the future. So, but again, yes, to the Sunday that we had with the 2 wins plus the protests, again, it's great that the club was successful today, but please remember that we cannot use this to ignore what's going on. We can't cover up the protest. Everything happened today and it needed to be done. So we'll look to see what the 1958 had planned for a future as well. But again, just want to say thank you to those that attended. And thank you to the 1958 for organizing it as well. But, and one thing too, I do need to make a correction. Friday's episode of the preview for Liverpool versus Manchester United's women's squad, we talked about Leah Schuler not being there. My apologies. Got the wrong Leah. My fault. Leah Galson, who is injured with a back injury, but she is still doing that. Leah Schuler was in the game today as well, so my apologies for the error in last episode as well. Okay, but let's focus on it. Yes, today is the preview episode. It's a double one because we had back-to-back Manchester United football matches. Women both winning today, which is great. That's why it's a happy Sunday when you have that. But in the end, we got the victories. The women's squad with a 3-1 and the men's squad winning 3-2. But let's go into the women's match against Liverpool. Okay, so yes, we won. The women's squad did win 3-1, playing against Liverpool. First half was okay, in my opinion. Okay overall. When I talked Sunday, I did mention that this is kind of going to be a trap game. And I mentioned it for even the men's squad too. This is a trap game where, as much as that, Liverpool is at the bottom of the table, Liverpool can come away. In the first half, when you're 0-0, Liverpool were doing some good things. They were containing United. But in the end, it did look like there was going to be concern. I did have a little concern. United wasn't playing the best. They weren't moving the ball. Second half came around, and then United, like they have been doing the last few games, came alive in the second half, scoring. Nelson, who scored 2 goals, the first one, which was fantastic. Liverpool scoring in the 59th minute, and then us responding in a respectable way with Nelson again, taking that there, and then us scoring in the third. We usually do score most of our goals in the final third, with the 87th minute of Rolfo, who just came back from injury as well. Rolfo, Gabby George, both back from injury, so it's good to have that, especially with depth, especially with what's coming on in the next week. But yes, it was a tale of two halves. But again, the second half, you did see what we've been seeing. You saw it against Aston Villa last week. We saw them tie it up, and then you saw us in the final third after changes get started making the right decisions. After the second half with the substitutions, you saw them start scoring more. But today was the same thing. Offensively, they were well. The goal that Liverpool scored, I know there's some debate because it was on a corner. There was debate about, you saw the players talking about the Liverpool player blocking Toulouse Joyce going in, but Toulouse Joyce was able to go make an attempt. United wasn't able to clear it out. And then you saw the draw, but the fact that the women were able to respond to that with the type of goal that was scored on us, which is great to them as well. And that's the one thing, too, you've noticed is that they have made good responses when scored upon, especially with the last couple of games. So you see the resilience in the women's squad today, which was great to see. It helps us, too, as well. We got the points. Concern was dropping points. You want to make sure you're closing out games like this as well. So with that, we are technically holding in second. Arsenal and Leicester City's match yesterday was postponed. So right now, as much as we are there, Arsenal and Leicester City have a game in hand. We'll be seeing Leicester City next weekend as well before we start the massive run of 5 games within 15. So that's going to be happening soon, especially with the Champions League and the League Cup final. I am still working on towards doing my first live watch along February 22nd against the Chelsea in the League Cup final. That's where I'm going to do the debut. I will try to do it for men's squad as well, but that's where I'm going to aim for the first watch along as I'm trying to get things prepared for that, for the match as well. But in the end, today I was happy with the win. I was happy with them, the resilience in the fight in the second half. Like I said, the first half looked a little split, but Liverpool was doing enough to help contain them. But the second half, United came alive, and that's the great thing too. So I like that as well. But yes, the goals by Nelson were fantastic. They were. Seeing Rolfo back and getting that goal as well, having her back is key. And I mentioned Gabby George as well as back. So that's very important. That's very important to have those two coming back. But like I've mentioned already, the rotation. But yeah, Rolfo, Lundqvist got on there as well. They assisted Rolfo's goal. Let me just take a look here. Olme with an assist, and as well as Jess Park. Jess Park, again, got to give her praise with the footwork that she does every game as well. So, but again, United, the women's squad played a fantastic game against Liverpool. Like I mentioned, there were some times in the first half, but again, the second half, the final third, you're seeing that there. You're seeing the final, like us, we scoring after half, giving up that type of goal did suck against Liverpool in that corner, but rebounding back a couple minutes later and then securing it at the 87th minute by Rolfo, which is good too. And it's good when you have players like Gabby George and Rolfo back, because it's good for squad depth, and it's good for fitness too. Because again, once we have them back, once we have them back at full strength, the squad will always look different. And plus the new acquisitions with Schuler, with Wangerham, with Lundqvist, it does help, especially going forward. Again, having these types of rotations, it helps with Jade Riviere, who can get who she seemed very beat up today. Helps with the rotation. Having Gabby George back rotates with Tissier and Janssen. Sandberg as well, you can get rotations in as well. Hopefully having Ella Toon back soon will help as well, especially with depth in the midfield too. But Skinner can do a lot of stuff now that he's getting more players back, and which helps him tactically with rotation as well. And especially those European matches, having the experience of Rolfo, the connection of Rolfo and Mallard in those European matches were key as well. So it's good to see them back, and I'm happy with the rotation as well. It's good to see them playing today too. That's the good thing as well. Player ratings. Tulis Joyce 7, Sandberg 7, Janssen 7, Letitia 7, Riviere 7. Given those back four, they played well today. Miyazawa 7, Olme 7.5, Mallard 6.8. Jess Park with the assist and the movement of the ball 7.5. Nelson 8.5. Turland 6.5, Schuler 6, Wangerham 6, Lundqvist 6.5, Rolfo 7, and George 6. They did well, and again, the subs came on. The change, having Rolfo come back with the goal, having a new signing, assist with a player who just came back as well. The rotation, the depth, having those players back, it is good to have them. It is good to have that movement there. That way we can have depth, get everyone fit, ready to go for the next match. So we do have Leicester City, like I mentioned. We can't be dropping points. Next week is the start again, like I've mentioned already a couple times, of the big 2 weeks. Again, we got 2 matches against Atletico. We have Leicester City at the start, London City Lionesses in the final against Chelsea in the League Cup as well. So it's going to be busy in that time. And again, depth is going to be huge. Rotation is going to be massive. So if we can get some players back, like Elitoon, having Gabby George and Rolfo back, getting minutes today, hopefully you'll see them next week against Leicester and have them back in training. So we'll be ready for that chaos that's going to be there. So, but overall, again, I'm happy with the win, happy with the movement of the ball, happy with the goals. Again, the goal that we got scored on was, it was a tough break. It's either way, yeah. And I'll just leave it there. I'll leave it the way it is there. But again, 3 points, winning 3-1. It does help out the women's squad. So let's move on to the next match, which literally happened 15 minutes. That started 15 minutes after. Actually, I'll talk about that at the end of the episode, because next Saturday is going to be another busy episode too. But yes. So let's get to the men's game. Okay, so yes. We had men's squad playing Fulham today, winning 3-2. Today's game, how do I describe it? Average, to say the least. We had a 2-0 lead, allowing them to come back. If it wasn't for VAR and an offside shoulder, potentially 3-2. And then Sesko's Fergie time goal, which was brilliant. It was. Bruno with 2 assists today, Casemiro with a goal and an assist. Overall, it was good. Some players were average, but again, it was overall. I thought we did well. The penalty, that was tough. Lamens chose the right there, is just out of his reach. The second goal by Fulham, that was just a worldie. That was just a brilliant goal. It was tough to save. It really was. It was put in the right spot too. It was just a tough one to save. But again, this isn't the same team that played Fulham earlier on in the season. This is a team that has had some changes. Like some personnel are still there, but we've had other personnel as well. But in the end, I'm happy we came with the win. But in the end, it did not look like a win. It didn't. It looked like a struggle. At times, they looked like they're in control, but they allowed them to come back. And I mentioned it on the Thursday's episode of the podcast. Fulham is a team that we have tough times playing against. They are a very good squad. But we had players that were able to close it out. Seeing the Casemiro header was great. Cunha, who I thought was great today, adding another goal to his current stats, which was good to see. As well, Sesko getting a goal too. Having him like we had an earlier header off the post, tried to rebound it, but couldn't, got saved. But again, we saw them become resilient. We saw that there. And you can talk about substitutions, whatever you want to say. There is still struggle. There was struggle. We showed control, but again, we allowed them to come back, and this is what I was concerned about. This, like I mentioned about the trap game with Liverpool for the women's squad. This was also a type of trap game. It was being hyped up because again, we beat Arsenal, we beat City, but you're going to this game and there was difficulties. There were times where Fulham had full control and taken the opportunities. Luckily, we had players who were fighting to clear it out, but Fulham had opportunity. Fulham, again, like I said, an offside shoulder and an offside shoulder. We're talking about a draw at 3-3 in issues. We are. But there's opportunities there for like Fulham to take advantage and win. But this team United did have a little collapse. But the thing is, like I mentioned, and I mentioned this under Ruben as well, the types of games like these where we're allowing teams to come back and we're losing, or like we let up those goals and allow teams to come in. If this was last year past, we just let a fire keep going and going and going. Today they showed the resilience. Today they came back and won. They shouldn't have. They shouldn't have allowed Fulham to come in, draw it, and we shouldn't have been put on the back of our heels trying to fight through. And again, we responded well to that second goal. And that's the thing. We saw it against Arsenal last week. We saw it today. We saw the response. That is key. They scored in the 85. They tied it up at the 9th. They drew it at the 90th minute. We scored at the 94th. So 91st, and we scored at the 94th. We responded. And that's what we needed. Great goal by Sesko. It was. They were all good goals by United. Cunha's, the great pass from Casemiro. The free kick by Bruno to Casemiro to get it in. Bruno now has 12 assists on the season. Casemiro now has, I think he scored more goals now than he did in his career at Real Madrid. Again, Cunha, Sesko, both adding goals. So we're slowly getting there. Obviously, not having Dorgu there was tough, but the team did well. I shouldn't say well. They allowed the team to come back, and that's like I said. This game, Tottenham next week, are games that you can have where you're allowing the team to come back. You have to be in control from start to finish. And I'm not saying we weren't fully in control always against City and Arsenal, but for today, when we know they're going to show up against big six teams, but are we going to have them not show up against a Fulham, against a struggling Tottenham, against, let me just get up their matchup for the next couple weeks. And there's going to be a dull time where there's no games for Manchester United because, again, they're not playing in the FA Cup or any other tournaments. But example, for the next 3 games, or next 2 games that we have, because there's a massive break from February 10th to February 23rd because of, it looks like, I believe it's involving the FA Cup. But Fulham, we beat Fulham today. We have Tottenham next week. Then on that Tuesday against West Ham, we're facing on that Tuesday we're facing West Ham. So we drew against Tottenham. We drew against West Ham. But these are games that we have to win. Tottenham's being successful in the Champions League. Right now they're struggling in. They actually, no, I shouldn't say, they had a good game today. They came back and drew against Man City today. Solanke with 2 goals today. They battled back. City have been struggling, but it still looks good on Tottenham for coming back against that. But we have them next week, and then we have, again, West Ham, and West Ham we struggled against. So we're going to have these games that are very important, and going into that little break, it helps. Because when we come back, we're facing Everton, who we struggled against. Rematch against Everton, Crystal Palace, Newcastle. We need to get our revenge against Everton. We won against Crystal Palace the first time. We have to continue that momentum. Newcastle, we won. They're going to look for revenge, but we got to maintain our momentum against them as well. And we're facing Aston Villa as well on the 14th. So we have a little bit of a 10-day break, and we're facing Aston Villa too. So this is the type of matchup that we're going to be looking into. These are matchups that we have to. Again, Tottenham, West Ham, Everton. The next few matches, some of them we've already played against and beaten, but some of them we did not play well with. We have Bournemouth at the end of near the end of March. We have Villa that we lost to, and Everton. So we're done playing Arsenal. We're done playing City. We still have another match against Chelsea. There are games there that we have to maintain points because, again, it is great for us to be in the position that we are right now. But I've mentioned it before. It doesn't fucking matter until the season's done. If we blow it against a team that we need to win against, and we lose out on Champions League, that's when you're mad. Holding the place now is great, but maintaining it is another thing. We have to maintain it. We have to protect it. We have to keep fighting. We cannot drop points. So again, the importance of today's win is huge because it's helping us spread, but we're in a tough battle between Liverpool, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Yeah, we're in a tough battle between Liverpool and Chelsea for those final two spots. There's potential that it's going to be top 5 for Champions League because, again, we've had 5 teams make it into the top 8 for the next round. We have Newcastle, who's then going to be battling out for the knockout stages for those 16, or for the other 8, the round of 16, the round of 16 teams or whatever, the playoff rounds. So we may have 6 teams battling in the top 16, the final 16 teams for Champions League spots. But again, we have another match against Liverpool. We have another match against Chelsea. So those are 2 matches, and we beat them both. So look for them to want revenge. They're going to need to get those points back that they lost against us. So, but games like today are important to win. Tottenham, West Ham, those are all important games that we cannot lose points on. So we need it. So getting this win today was huge. Getting it there. So yeah. All right, player ratings. So 70 Lemens, I'm going to give a 7. Played very well today. Maguire, 6.2. He played okay today. Martinez, I'm going to keep him at a 6.8. Shaw, I'll say 6.5. Dalot, 6.5. Ahmad, 6.8. Bruno, 7.5. 2 assists. Casemiro today, 7.5. Mainu, I'll give him a 6.5. He seemed fine. Mbeumo, 7. Cunha, 6.5. Sesko, 7. Came on, scored the winner. Mazraoui, 6. Ugarte, 5.5. Things did change when he came on, so we saw that. Euro, 6. Yeah, like Lemens, again, the penalty, it's tough angle on that goal. He did make some great saves. Maguire, Martinez, Shaw, Dalot, they all played well. Martinez was the best out of them, especially in the final minutes. Ahmad played well with movement of the ball. Bruno, 7.5 with the 2 assists. Casemiro with the goal and the assist. Mbeumo played well. Cunha Cunha 7.5. He's the reason why we got the free kick for the first goal. Sesko again giving us the winner. So, and then Ugarte, Mazraoui, Euro all giving us keeping out. They all led them in for that, but again, the changes that were made. Again, you saw the change with Casemiro. You saw the team come back, draw it. You saw the struggles there. So, but in the end, we got the win. We got 3 points. Sitting in fourth right now, but we have a battle between Liverpool and Chelsea as well for those final 2 spots. But in the end, I'm happy with the win. I'm happy with the victory. I'm happy with both victories as well. So it's big. It really is. So, but yeah, I'm going to cut you guys there as well for the episode of the podcast. But listen, in the end, again, thank you to the 58 for doing the protest today. It was big as well. Again, I do apologize for the miscommunication on players out for today's game as well. So I do apologize for that error. And again, thank you for all those that have subscribed, liked, followed, listened to the podcast as well. I greatly do appreciate it. Don't forget to follow on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and X, and then listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube as well. Enjoy the remainder of your weekend as well. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Yes, next Saturday. That's what just clicked into my head. So yes, I'm going to be doing the live in a couple weeks, but next Saturday is a busy one as well. We are playing... Men are playing Tottenham. Women are playing Leicester City. Women are playing at 7 a.m. Men are playing against Tottenham at 7:30. So if you have the 2 screens available, I highly recommend to watch both games. If you're able to, it's simultaneously. But again, my episodes will be another dual episode again, like it was today. So again, thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back Tuesday with a new episode. As always, like, subscribe, follow YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Instagram, TikTok, and X as well through socials. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.